Hello and welcome to our programme The New Normal, where we try to make sense of our world during these extraordinary times. COVID-19 has turned life on its head for billions of people. Which countries have been worst affected by the virus, and how well, or indeed how badly, are different governments coping? In this programme, we'll ask what happens when you start to lift the lockdown. Here in France, for the first time in 8 weeks, shoppers can return here to the iconic Champs-Élysées Avenue. But when will shoppers en masse be returning to the high street? It's a question that's being asked not just here in France, but also in Israel, where tentatively businesses and shops are now reopening. From Jerusalem, Antoine Mariotti has the story.
It's been almost 2 months since they played together, and it's so hard not to touch. These 5- and 6-year-olds are returning to their Jerusalem school for the first time since the pandemic began.
In the morning they came and they were so high, and they didn't know what to do, where to play first, what to do. Until we sit down, we spoke. This is my family. I feel it's like they're my kids.
3 days a week, they welcome half the class. They use the green toys. The other 3 days, it's the other half who use the blue toys. But only after the parents complete a form each day, recording the child's temperature.
Ce matin, j'ai failli oublier, donc je suis revenu, parce que c'est pas encore dans l'ADN. Et le masque, oui, c'est dans l'ADN. De plus dire bonjour, de plus d'accolade. Ça c'est après 2 mois, on y est. Toi non plus, t'as pas eu peur de venir, n'est-ce pas? T'as pas eu peur de venir? Tu voulais venir?
On aurait préféré que les enfants soient avec des masques. On comprend qu'à cet âge-là, à 4 ans, 5 ans, 6 ans, c'est très dur d'obliger les enfants.
This school's full with no one missing, though returning is not compulsory.
We told them from the beginning, you don't have to bring them back. If you don't want to bring them back until the end of this year, it's okay, we understand.
About 50 kilometres away, Tel Aviv is full of people breaking the rules. Water sports are allowed, but it's still strictly forbidden to play on the sand or to sunbake, especially without a mask.
I'm burnt a little bit because I really missed the beach, and now it's like the corona disappeared.
There's, scientifically speaking, like another wave is going to happen for sure.
But for now, just enjoy.
Yeah, for now, c'est la vie.
Israel is already preparing for its second wave.
In 2020, few items have ignited greater debate than the face mask. Should we all be wearing these in public or not? Government messaging has often been confusing, if not downright contradictory. In Benin, at least, the message is clear. Everybody needs to wear a face mask in public. But many of those available for sale aren't safe and aren't protecting people from the virus, as our reporter Emmanuel Soji has been finding out.
In Benin's economic capital, Cotonou, wearing a face mask is now compulsory, but it's become near impossible to find a good quality face mask that meets international health standards, since those approved and subsidised by the health authorities have literally flown off the shelves of the city's pharmacies.
On nous les livre par quantité de 500, ce qui fait que pour une pharmacie qui a une grande affluence, on peut rapidement se trouver en rupture.
Even a face mask that costs 30 cents can be expensive for some families, so many people are buying flimsy masks like this. It's half the price of officially recommended ones, but has no filter and only one layer of fabric. These surgical masks look just like the ones found in pharmacies, except they're counterfeit. We took this one to be professionally tested.
Vous voyez qu'il traverse. Ça, c'est une bavette de mauvaise qualité.
Compared to those sold in pharmacies, the difference is clear.
Vous voyez, quand on pulvérise, rien ne sort.
Counterfeit masks are available on the streets of Cotonou in their thousands. They're being bought in bulk and are on sale across the city's largest market.
Ça vient d'où? Du Nigeria? Ah, ok.
According to Interpol, the coronavirus outbreak has led to a new global surge in the production and sale of counterfeit and substandard medical items.
In the Colombian capital, Bogota, restrictions on people's movement are now being slowly eased. But during the lockdown, the government imposed an unusual rule. Men and women could go out, but only on alternate days. Now the sexes are increasingly free to mingle. But do people in the Colombian capital think the strategy worked? Our reporters there have been hearing the views of some people.
Pues es muy complicado porque, digamos, hay cosas que uno necesita hacer en compañía. Entonces el hecho de tú salir y mercar las bolsas, pagar, todo es muy complicado.
Me pareció que la alcaldesa tomó una muy buena decisión en ese momento. En este momento creo que hay mucha gente en la calle, por eso estoy tan protegida.
Y entonces yo creo que ellos vieron que no sirvió y dejaron normal. Lo que hay que tener es medidas de seguridad, más cuidarse, llegar a la casa, lavarse con alcohol, jabón, que es lo que de verdad mata el virus.
In Serbia, too, the lockdown is now being gradually eased, but not for the country's thousands of migrants and refugees. Instead, they are virtually imprisoned, and our reporters went to one camp to meet Syrian and Iranian refugees there who are taking matters and their own health into their hands.
Under army surveillance, the migrant camp in Bujanovac hosts refugees from Afghanistan and Syria. Like all camps in Serbia, Bujanovac has been under strict quarantine since the COVID pandemic erupted. There's mandatory hand sanitizing at the entrance. This is just one of the many sanitary measures in the camp.
Oni ne mogu da izlaze u grad. I oni ovde imaju taj prostor, tako da smo maltene mi jedan mali grad u gradu.
In the canteen, hands must be sanitized. Meals are delivered every day by the army. The refugees clean the dormitories themselves twice a day. But also, to meet the demand, a refugee, a tailor by trade, makes masks for other camps in Serbia.
3 months ago, I listened and news have a problem in Serbia. I talked with commissariat I can do to help. I starting then morning, then 10 o'clock and finish 7 o'clock in the night.
Volunteers help the camp doctor. Besman was a nurse, Hussein was a member of the White Helmets in Syria. They show the room set aside for sick people.
هي غرفة مجهزة لعزل المشكوك بأمرهم أنهم مصابين، ارتفاع درجة حرارة، قياس ضغط. بنعزلهم بالغرفة لنشوف إذا هن مصابين أو لا.
Of the 264 migrants here, 3 have been put into isolation, but no one has tested positive for COVID.
Pa rezultat karantina je činjenica da mi nemamo ni jednog zaraženog niti obolelog migranta. Tako da smo jako ponosni na svoje rezultate.
Although the number of refugees on the Balkan route has gone up, the migrants in Serbia have so far escaped the epidemic.
Here on Paris's Rue de Rivoli, cars are giving way to bikes, one of the safest ways to travel during the pandemic. And advocates of the humble bicycle are hoping to seize the opportunity and encourage many more of us to get cycling, including in Tunisia, as our reporter Lilia Blaise explains.
It's one of the first big gatherings since Tunisia eased its lockdown measures. Cyclists put on their masks, respecting social distancing, to make a demand: the setting up of bike lanes and better road safety. This comes after the death of one of their own. Radia Khaled was mown down by a car.
Nous sommes venus ici pour faire une piste cyclable virtuelle avec nos propres vélos, sachant qu'il faut laisser 1,5 m. C'est les standards d'une piste cyclable. Et comme vous voyez, les gens sont pleinement joyeux d'avoir une piste cyclable, même pour 30 minutes. C'est un rêve pour aujourd'hui, mais ce sera une réalité pour demain, Inch'Allah.
Most cyclists are concerned about the lack of road safety, especially now as more cars return to the roads as lockdown is slowly lifted.
Des fois, j'ai peur parce qu'il y a les voitures. D'ailleurs, mes parents ils m'appellent chaque 10 minutes pour voir si je vais bien. Et en fait, je trouve que cet événement est très intéressant parce qu'avoir des pistes cyclables, c'est une question de sécurité, surtout pour les cyclistes.
In the congested capital, bikes are still rare. There are a few bike lanes in Tunisia, but most are far from the capital and some are still under construction. This one was a welcome discovery for this cyclist.
C'est limité, mais c'est agréable. C'est un bon début, on va dire. C'est un bon début pour la Tunisie.
Sabrine had to turn to biking because her driving license was confiscated during the coronavirus shutdown when she went out without authorization.
J'ai eu l'idée de réparer mon vélo qui était cassé depuis un bon moment et de sortir avec, donc pour faire les courses, pour me promener.
Since the lockdown, many other Tunisians have also chosen this option, and the rise in people choosing to cycle is good news for bike shops.
العقليه بتاع التونسي اليوم تبدلت ولا يحب البيان اتر ولا يحب معناتها يستحوذ على الصحه نتاعو مشي معناتها للسبور الحمد لله معناتها نسبه المبيعات تقريبا زادت اكثر من 30%.
As businesses and offices begin to reopen, those hoping to avoid crowded public transport might choose to stick to two wheels.
Well, that's it for this week's episode. And we'll leave you now with some images of cities gradually easing their lockdown, the beginning, perhaps, of our new normal. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.